The year is 814. Charlemagne is dead. Europe's greatest empire since the days of Rome is fracturing from within. And while the Franks bleed each other dry in endless civil wars, a new threat watches from the icy seas. Men who have heard tales of untold riches in monasteries, in cathedrals, in thriving cities. Men who do not wait for an invitation. They struck without warning. They struck without mercy. Rouen, Bayeux, Paris. No wall was high enough to stop them. No prayer was loud enough to save them. They stripped the land of its wealth and left only ash in their wake. The rivers became their highways, deep enough to sail, shallow enough to row. The Seine cut a direct path straight into the heart of Francia, and the Norsemen rode its currents all the way to the gates of Paris. Yet among these raiders, one man stood apart, Rollo. The son of a Norwegian jarl, outlawed by his own king and permanently exiled, Rollo had no home to return to. That made him dangerous. It also made him different. He realized that if he could not return to the land of his birth, he would simply have to carve out a new home elsewhere. In the ruins of Rouen, Rollo found a prize greater than gold or silver, a city he could claim as his own. While other Vikings raided and fled, Rollo planted his boots in the mud and stayed. The outlaws of the north flocked to his banner. Stone by stone, timber by timber, Rollo rebuilt what he had previously destroyed, not out of guilt, but out of fierce ambition. A raid is forgotten by morning. A city endures forever. But Rouen was never his final destination. It was merely a foothold. The long ships kept arriving, and Paris, rich, holy, and defiant, sat waiting upstream. The Vikings didn't bother conquering Paris. They didn't need to. They surrounded it, choked its supply lines, and waited for the Franks to pay the ransom. They always paid. But Rollo knew that while silver buys today, it is soil that secures tomorrow. By the year 911, Rollo had raised the largest Viking army Francia had seen in a generation, marching on the wealthy, sacred city of Chartres. Until now, he had never truly tasted defeat. But behind the gates of Chartres, Frankish tactics had evolved. Armored knights, heavy war horses. A charging knight was a human battering ram, backed by a ton of muscle and steel. The Viking shield wall broke. Rollo was forced into a bloody retreat, losing countless men. When Rollo next met the Frankish leader, Robert of Neustria, he didn't bring a drawn sword, he brought a negotiation. The Frankish terms were absolute. Be baptized or be destroyed. Guard the river against your own kind, and Rouen is yours. Rollo agreed to hold the river. This fragile treaty was brought to King Charles the Simple, a king desperate enough to listen and wise enough to agree. The king rode to meet the Viking warlord at Saint-Clair-sur-Epte. What happened there would alter the course of history. The king offered Rollo the soil he desired, so long as he protected the river and married a woman of noble French blood. Rollo accepted. But when a Frankish noble demanded that Rollo kneel and kiss the king's foot as a sign of submission, the Viking refused. Instead, he ordered one of his own men to do it. The soldier grabbed the king's foot and hoisted it so high that the king tumbled backward into the dirt. The message was clear. Submission only went so far. Rollo had his home. His men immediately began raising castles, fast to construct, brutal to conquer, and impossible to ignore. They stood as towering reminders of who now ruled this realm. The men who had crossed the sea as savage raiders were now the lords of the land, each one sworn, each one bound. The Viking raven had finally found a place to roost. It did not fly away. It grew strong. This was their land now, their blood, theirs forever. From raider to ruler, from outlaw to founder, from Viking to Norman. Rollo's great-great-great-grandson would eventually cross the English Channel in 1066, changing the world forever once again. But that is a story for another time. For more stories from the pages of history, please like and follow.